Welcome back to You Versus. Today we are covering The Mummy, made in 1932, which is a black and white film, which may mean I have clickbaited you with a coloured thumbnail, which I'm sorry about that. But I want you to be honest as well, since would you have clicked on this video if you knew the film was in black and white? The Mummy is the first Universal monster film I'm going to be covering on this channel, but it's probably my least favourite, going off the originals. Because there is a remake made in 1999, which is a really good action film. But is the old classic one beatable? Let's find out and get into the film. The movie opens with three men researching Egyptian treasures, such as a mummified person in a sarcophagus. They talk about what the person must have done to deserve this fate, such as being gay with the virgins in the temple. Don't worry, being gay meant excitable back then, but either way, the sentence is still quite funny to me. They discover a box that, if opened, will release a curse upon the world, so let's definitely not open that box. Oh, come on! Why don't you listen to me? He opens a box whilst the other two aren't around, and finds an ancient scroll, which is the scroll of Thoth, maybe? Which apparently brings life to dead things. This was explained at the start of the film, but it didn't matter anyway since it gets explained over and over again. A mummified person wakes up from the dead and scares the person who opened the box into literal madness. No joke, the mere sight of the mummy drove madness into the person, making him laugh himself to death. He could have survived this by not opening the box, which had warnings on about an ancient curse. That might have been a good idea. Our main character, Frank, is leading people to dig in Egypt, looking for ancient artifacts, when a character who's definitely not the mummy, named Ardif Bey, comes to talk to them. Ardif Bey is a synonym for Death by Ra, who is an Egyptian god. He is also played by Boris Karloff, who played the classic Frankenstein. Ardif believes that he has found a tomb to Ankh-Sunamun, which he shows off to Frank. Frank finds a tomb and declares that he's taken the treasures to an English museum, where every treasure goes from any country. Ardif Bey stands around the exhibit, where he talks to Ankh-Sunamun, basically saying he wants his day one girlfriend back. A girl named Helen is at a party where she's totally having fun with a bunch of old men. Like, what a thrill ride. Ardif Bey then starts doing some sort of ritual with the skull, which hypnotises Helen to go towards the museum where Ardif Bey is. But the door is locked and she faints into Frank's arms. Ardif Bey is nearly captured by a security guard, who is killed off screen, but still somehow manages to take the skull off him. The security guard could have survived this by actually doing his job better and paying attention to the things going on inside the museum. Helen then wakes up speaking ancient Egyptian and talking about someone named Imhotep, which is detected by Frank's dad, who is named Joseph. I guess it sort of makes sense how he knows who Imhotep is, but I just can't understand how he magically knows ancient Egyptian. Frank tries flirting with Helen by saying she looks similar to Ankh-Sunamun, who has been dead for a long time. But hey, what do I know? Because it somehow works and they start kissing. Dr. Muller, who was in the beginning of the film, talks with Joseph about a potential mummy curse and what is happening due to the strange events. He wants to burn the skull of Thoth, which he now has. Ardif Bey hypnotises a Nubian guard to allow him into Joseph and Frank's place. He then starts talking to Helen, also hypnotising her with his eyes. Frank takes Helen home, whilst Dr. Muller pressures Ardif Bey into admitting he's the mummy, aka Imhotep. Ardith Bey's like, nah, that makes no sense. But if he's alive, I'm pretty sure he's like super cool and has a massive dong. It doesn't take too long until he reveals himself as Imhotep, aka the Mummy, and threatens to kill everyone unless he gets the skull back. But they kick him out anyway. So when Joseph tries burning the skull, the Mummy gives him a heart attack using the Force? The Nubian guard that was hypnotised makes sure that Joseph is dead and takes the skull for Imhotep. Joseph could have survived this by just giving Imhotep the skull anyway, since it was only protecting some girl that he met that day anyway. I know that sounds mean, but he was going to die or she was going to die, so... Or he could have just not been involved with handling the skull at all, since then the Mummy wouldn't want to kill him. Dr. Muller figures out what happened and tells Frank, giving him a good luck charm that wards away evil spirits. Imhotep hypnotises Helen to come to him and kills her dog. Boo! He does this because it scares his cat, which is changed in the 1999 film where Imhotep himself is scared of the cat. This is because cats are seen as an ancient deity in Egyptian times, and this could mean we could use this cat as a weapon or defense of some sort. Imhotep talks about his backstory, where his lover, Anck-su-namun, died, and he tried messing with the supernatural to bring her back, which was seen as against the natural order. So he was mummified alive, where he was buried until he was unearthed in this movie. Imhotep believes that Helen is a reincarnation of his lover, Anck-su-namun, and wants to live with her eternally. Helen tells Frank to restrain her when she gets back to him, so she never goes to Imhotep again. Helen has a tantrum where she wants to go to Imhotep now, but she is disallowed, of course. Dr. Muller sets up a plan where they use Helen as bait to soften Imhotep, and then kill him once and for all. Frank then stupidly decides to put his only protection from Imhotep on the doorknob, and immediately starts having some sort of heart attack. But his plot armour saves him, so he's gonna be fine. Helen is then captured by Imhotep, who wants to perform a ritual where he chucks Helen into a boiling cauldron, and some other stuff I don't understand to get his lover back. Ah, how sweet, the things you do for your lover. Frank then wakes up with Dr. Muller as well, and goes to stop Imhotep from his evil plan, as if this is some sort of Disney movie, who will probably copyright me by just saying their name. Please don't. Imhotep tries to hypnotise Frank and Muller, but they just look away and do nothing. Because some Egyptian god that Helen prays to gets rid of Imhotep's eternal life, and he dies again. But what was the use of Frank and Muller going there anyway? Oh, whatever. The movie's ending now anyway. Now that the movie is over, I will rank the survivability of this movie and how much I liked it in a tier list. I think that the average person can survive The Mummy 1932, which is probably harder than the other movies I've ranked in this category, but I can explain why. All you need to do is avoid eye contact, pray to Egyptian gods, and then wear some Egyptian protection, which the main characters are literally archaeologists, so they probably can get that anywhere anyway. I believe that The Mummy 1932 belongs in the D tier, because it literally is just a redo of Dracula, which was only made a year before by the same company. And it's not even the fact that it's old. I like other movies that are old, and it just feels a bit confusing as well. Still hid a blue pumpkin somewhere in this video, so try and find that as well. Even though I didn't really like this movie, you should still watch this one, the 1999 one, and the new one that's coming around when I post this. But maybe you can skip the 2017 one, because it was pretty bad. This has been YouVersus, and I'll see you next time. It's an ancient Egyptian scroll. Nothing's in it. Oh well.
Say the truth hurts, so I lied to you. Yes, I lied to you. I love the blues.
Y'all move your feet now. Come on now.